Now, you must have heard public service exams, even if you're not from Shandong province. This year, nearly 3 million candidates are competing for fewer than 40,000 jobs, reaching a historic high. It looks like young people in China, especially those well-educated, are having a particular appetite to serve the people. Why? Welcome back to Wow Ideas with me, Al. Now, some argue the heat should be attributed to the lack of confidence towards the loose employment market, but there's probably a deeper reason. As a joke goes, the end of the universe is bureaucracy, which is the reason that makes civil service jobs so popular. Attributes like high social status, stability, and welfare security indeed draw many candidates. Yet there's also an important factor that often gets neglected. The trusts are a time-honored tradition of selecting the virtuous and employing the capable in the face of uncertainty. Civil service exams would choose candidates based on abilities other than anything, ensuring justice and upward mobility. What is the Chinese meritocracy system? We should bring up the elite system first. Well, the elite system seems fair and offers opportunities for talented individuals, but actually serves the interests of a minority elite group. When a small portion of people blaze the trail to be the elites at the cost of others, Yale Law School's Daniel Markovits says meritocracy works as a disguise that rationalizes the unfair distribution of benefits. Meritocracy adds a kind of moral insult to this economic exclusion. He argues that this ideology tends to tell you the reason you can't get the great high-paying job is because you're not good enough, and the reason that your kids can't get into Harvard is that they are not good enough. Sounds familiar, right? The professor calls this argument a complete nonsense because, to his eyes, we face structural inequality and structural exclusion. In other words, welcome to the real world. The inequality is not up to us to measure up. Ordinary people like us don't change the rules, we adapt. That's part of the dark side of meritocracy, which had raised plenty of doubts and questions. And now let's try to understand the meritocracy system from our own history. To make sure the public servant being both capable and upright, our ancestors invented a system called recommendatory system or 察举制 early in Han Dynasty some 2,000 years ago, ending the once tradition that nobility could be inherited. China also became the first country to invent a civil service examination system known as the Keju or imperial examinations. Originating in the 6th century Sui dynasty, civil service exam has a history of more than 1,000 years old, and it's quite famous worldwide. Indian Express commented that the Chinese examination system became so famous for its rigor and standards that even the British Crown used the Chinese model to structure the Indian civil service examinations. And Stanford puts it as the most famous realization of the Eastern meritocratic tradition. And what hinges on it? Confucius. One old saying goes, 学而优则学，学而优则仕. There are two general interpretations. The first one is that scholars should hold public service posts if they have the spare effort. The other is more widely accepted. If you're learned and talented, you should be an official of some kind. According to a survey by the Chinese Academy of Social Sciences, faith in meritocracy is 59% among the general population, while the number rises to 70% with university students who believe in that they can make lives better by working harder, even without generations of wealth accumulation and background. An interesting observation among the survey participants is that the more educated, the stronger they believe in meritocracy.
Nice.
What Chinese meritocracy does to us when we circle back to this year's public service exams or even the postgraduate exams is that the system allows ordinary people to strive for decision-making power. As an influencer Jan echoes in his video, when we decide to devote our time and energy to this fierce competition, we've made a choice based on our own considered judgment. And now, we acquire the ability to choose to work hard and make it happen, which will continue throughout our lives. Even if it did not lead to the life we want, we are already doing the best we can in the moment. The whole point is, be sure to have the faith of serving the greater good that the society needs.